Welcome here to Finchley Amateur Boxing Club in North London. Can I give you a proper intro? Because we're in a ring and all. Can I do it?
Go on then.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new unified heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony AJ Joshua.
You're going to be after Michael Buffer's job if you're not careful.
If I said what he says, I'd have to pay money now.
Correct.
Do you know that?
He's got a trademark.
He's paid a fortune every time.
But that was unbelievable. You will be our backup.
You like that?
You will be our backup. Sure.
You're such a charmer. And that's the thing, like, I think about I met you back here where it all began, talking to you now, you wouldn't have changed much. But I tell you what, must have been a little bit emotional after the weekend, walking in here.
Yeah, it's good because it keeps your feet on the ground and you go back to the days when you was doing the same thing when not many people were interested or see the potential. And you got to remember, take this ring and put it in Wembley. The same rules, the same desire, the same ambition applies. So from here to there, that's why you remain the same, because not much really changes on your road. Yeah.
You're underestimating yourself. Loads of people changing that road. I think that's why we all love you, that you haven't. You know, we've got so many questions we're going to do that are coming in, and we'll fire through because that's Facebook Live is. But I think what we've got here at the moment are thousands of fans watching, and I'm just a fan sitting here, right? Love my boxing, love you.
Thank you.
So this ring walking Saturday night, I'm screaming at the TV. What's he doing? He's high-fiving people. Get in the zone! Get in the zone!
High-fiving people.
Were you that relaxed? Or, you know, or inside, was there just supreme focus from the minute you get out there? Because you took it all in.
Yeah. You know what? So training camp, there's different stages you can go through in training camp and different things you work on. And weirdly enough, there was one thing I worked on, and one of the things I did work on was being confident, because Klitschko was talking about the obsession he had to win. Yeah. And Klitschko's trademark was obsessed. So I had in my mind, I didn't feel obsessed. I didn't feel I want to work solely on my footwork, on my hand speed. I just wanted to be confident in that type of environment. So that's why when you saw me spudding people and smiling with people, you probably thought, what is he doing?
I feared the worst.
I was actually exercising what I've been practicing in the gym. Yeah. Just being pure confident. When people are like, my God, you're fighting Klitschko, this is a big fight. And I was like, yeah, no problem. Just be confident with 90,000 people and so on. There's
only one other person I can compare that to, and that's Usain Bolt. He has the ability to, he goes down into his blocks, to go, bang, I'm ready now. Yeah. And then I saw that a little bit with you. As soon as it came that moment, the dressing gown's off, the fight's on, there was a switch you hit. Yeah. Absolutely a switch you hit right then.
So when I got in the ring, there's the Klitschko brothers. So Vitaly, his brother, was in the ring. Yeah. Wladimir staying focused, prancing up and down the ring, and then his brother staring at me, and I'm thinking, mate, like, don't worry about that. We can do a few rounds as well if you want. Because the way he was looking at me is like, I forgot who I'm fighting. So I'm staring at him. Then I feel his brother staring at me, and I'm looking at them both like, listen, I'm from the streets, bro. We can do a handicap match if you want. But I had to focus, and then that's what I mean, from the ring walk to getting in the ring ready to fight, and then you feel that energy of someone wants to take your head off. I really had to switch on and get in zone.
I just need to, I mean, I'm not one to preach to you, right? You notice I touch him a lot. I love him so much. I'm not one to preach to you, right? But Eddie Hearn's not far away. And technically, you've just said, I'd like to have a tag team match with the Klitschkos. I mean, that's not... well, we could sell a lot of tickets, though. We could sell a lot of tickets for that.
Eddie would love that.
How do you feel now going through your recovery? Because it's very important that Under Armour stuff deals with that, deals with the fitness and deals with the recovery. Yeah. How do you feel in the last couple of days? Just are you completely all right now? Do you feel very normal, or... So it's a new experience of 11 rounds into the championship rounds.
I feel very normal, and I feel motivated because I'm going to start training on Monday. Normally, as you said, people saying, so what do you do to celebrate? I've been getting my physio done. And it's boring, but I'm on a mission. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I feel. I feel normal. I've been doing my physio. Normally what you do, you go out and party, you have a few drinks, but that don't add years onto your career. So I won't be able to do what Klitschko's done and fight until he's 40. Yeah. So I'm trying to be dedicated and prolong my career. So yeah, that's what I've been doing because I'm ready to fight again, and I want to bring more nights like that to boxing. Yeah.
This is the only people will ask this connected to that. Did you have your apple crumble?
Do you know, I did, but it wasn't the apple crumble that I like. Do you know what it is? We had a chef, I've had chefs make apple crumble, but I just like the cheap Tesco one.
Yeah, absolutely, my man.
I don't know if it's artificial or how they make it, but it's just, the crumble is just molded together like like they sprayed it with something that it makes it rock hard. And
we're crumble enthusiasts. You need to know this. You need to know this. We're crumble enthusiasts.
There's a special way I like my crumble.
Well, I've given you my recipe. That's so sad, isn't it? You don't want this, really, of a superstar talking to... we're getting so many questions come, like Adele was saying about, like, what was your mind in the 6th round? What was your mind in the 7th round? We're getting all of those type of questions. So if you mind if I can lump all those in, so we get loads of them done. Right, what did you think the first time he went down? Did you think it was over? Did you go hazy?
Look at the fights I've fought before. Every time I've hit someone, if they don't go down and stay down, they get up and I take them up. They don't recover properly. Bang. So when I dropped Klitschko, I thought to myself, I had already cheered because I thought, that is it. I've won this fight in 5 rounds. Something that people thought I couldn't do, or something that people said, Anthony will win it in the first 6 rounds, or if he goes past 6 rounds, Klitschko's going to dominate. Yeah. So when I took him out in the 5th, I thought there's no recovering for Klitschko. I've won this fight already. And then obviously I got dropped the next round. Yeah. And then it turned into
but that's, again, I think you learned a lot in that fight. And people keep saying that, but it's true.
You show character.
That's
it
the
teaches
first thing.
You. You learn so much. And you can do a million things in training, in routine. But when it comes to the real thing, that's when you learn who you are and how you deal with the pressure. And it was a great learning curve for me. Klitschko, all respect to him. Great champion and achieved great things. And if there was anyone I wanted to push me to the limit, I would have been happy with it being Klitschko, and he did. And we put on one of the greatest heavyweight fights in the last how many years, people are saying.
So you've talked long enough for me to forget that she wants to know what happened 6th and 7th, so I'm going to get those now. Right, so you're down. Are you hearing the crowd? Is it a blur when he puts you down? You seeing his feet? What's...
I saw his corner, and I stuck my tongue out.
No.
If you watch the fight back, when I went down...
I was like this, so I didn't...
I was just, you know what, where I tried to take him out in the 5th, I'd use a lot of energy. And then the 6th round come, and I was a bit tired. And I was just waiting in front of him. Instead of moving my feet, I just waited in front of him, and I was just there for that sweet right hand. So I took it, and I went down, and I stuck my tongue out. And it was nice, because it's like, I got a 10-second break.
Yeah.
You need it. 10 seconds is like a lifetime in the ring. And I got up, they counted to 10, and then I just remember him coming over, and I thought, all right, Cole, whatever he throws, I'm going to do my best to avoid it. So now I went into a mode where it's not about trading, it's about defending. Yeah. Anyone can throw punches, but they have to teach you on how to avoid punches. Yeah. So I regrouped, I avoided punches, and I whispered, well, I didn't whisper to him, but if you watch the fight back...
Yeah, you were talking to him?
I was talking to him.
Yeah.
And I just told him that, if you let me get through this round, I'm going to beat you up.
Well, bleep, that we didn't do that. That's brilliant.
And he said, I'm going to knock you out. And I said, I'm deadly serious. You let me get through. And I was talking to him in the ring.
I could see you giving it a mouth.
It's competition talk, though, isn't it?
Love it.
Yeah.
You know, and again, so many questions coming in that front. Rachel wants to know, how do you stay in the zone before a fight, which we've just talked about. He does it relaxed. You're in the zone the whole time.
With my family, friends. I could talk to you like this before a fight, because there's nothing to lose.
You wouldn't win any fight with me talking in your ear.
I wouldn't
You'd lose all the belt straight away. So many coming in about that. Now, a lot of people asking after the fight, and if you want to just keep it personal, then that's fine. But I just love that. I'm off to my mum's.
Yeah.
You know, your mum not allowed to watch it, you know, because you're like, I don't want you to watch what I have to go through. You know, your kid obviously wouldn't understand really yet anyway. Like, so what was that? If you want to tell me, you can. You don't have to, but go back to where you're from, kid.
With family and stuff. It's just
been amazing.
It's chilled. It is so chilled, and that's why I keep it so separate, because work is work. Yeah. Even though it's entertainment, I try to keep work as work, and then the family life is family life. Yeah. And I'll always say is that I've lost before as an amateur. Yeah. And my family never turned their back on me, and I realised that no matter what the result is, they're going to support me regardless. So I just really managed to keep the two separate, rather than celebrating on a high when I won, and then when I lost, really turn my back on everyone and not want to see anyone. I take it with balance. I don't let the success get to my head, and I'll never let the failures get to my heart to the point where I'm disheartened and I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. I'm just happy to be involved in boxing.
Rudyard Kipling's if, isn't it? You know, treating victory as the same imposter as defeat. Yeah. And that gets you in the middle.
Gets you in the middle, yeah.
You weren't really expecting poetry, were you? On the Under Armour Facebook, but you know, you get what comes up. You get what comes up. There's so many questions directly about the fight, so I'm trying not to go off on my tangents, because that's, you know, it's not my interview, it's these guys.
Yeah.
I think this is a brilliant question, actually. What's the first thing you remember after you won? And I love that question.
The first thing I remember after I won.
Was it a second after? Was it an hour after? Like, when did you focus in?
I looked at Klitschko, and I smiled at him, and I thought, yeah, I got you now. I got you now. And then I just took a stroll back.
Oh, you did the walk?
Yeah, but it was like a tired McGregor walk, like arms back, like just thinking. Now, I actually thought there's 2 fights that I've enjoyed, and one was with Dylan, my top fight, and that one. And I thought that was actually a good scrap. That, and I enjoy fighting. That's what I'm saying. I don't care how tough it was, how guts and glory it was. I just thought that was actually an entertaining fight, and I was involved in it.
Yeah, and you wouldn't change the way it happened. I mean, to sum it up in a song, the story of that fight. Rising up. Back on the street, took my time, took my chances. That was in my head the whole fight. But you would not go, if I offered you now to go back, rewind time, go back in there, have a second round knockout, you would tell me to go away, because how it happened was just
I don't know if I would tell you
to. You would. It's rocky stuff, man. It's
for entertainment purposes, the build-up, the amount of people that came out, we needed a fight like that to put the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. And you can't plan a fight like that. It's not rehearsed. How do you get a fight like that? It's just 2 men coming together that are none of us wanted to give up.
And everyone's talking about it. Everyone's an expert now on you.
But it's a shame.
People who only watch one boxing match a year are now an expert in what you should do next.
But I think people move on quick. Do you know what I mean? So that's done, and they want to know what's next.
Loads of people are asking, sort of, what's next? What's the next thing that you're going to do? All that type of stuff. But because I remember when I asked him in the last one, so Klitschko next then, obviously, you wanted to see people fall over. Hook him out of the interview. Hook him out of the interview. So let me just put it this way. Yeah. It's possible, I think, no matter who you fought, Wembley would be sold out, right? That could be, which is remarkable to say, that could be your home venue.
Wow.
Right? A place
Wembley Arena.
You just fight.
Not all the time.
At the stadium? Yeah, you could. You could fight me there, mate, and it does 90,000.
Or get Freddie Flintoff out.
But mate, Freddie Flintoff about 80,000. Not as many people want to see him beat up. But you mean is at that level now? The clamour for tickets is even going to double after
what I think is that who I fight has a big impact on the amount of attention, because people have always supported what we're doing, and I've been beating people early on. Round 1, round 2, round 3, and they wanted to see me in tougher fights. That's what people want to see, is how many times can you get knocked down and how many times are you willing to get up?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what they want to see. So I think if I fight someone who's a Klitschko or a world champion on that level, for sure we could definitely do Wembley again, because they know my character. They know I'm willing to go to the trenches to win.
We don't care as fight fans about the zero. Like, it hasn't mattered. There's so many great fighters in history. We care about that fighter, that he fights the right guys, that he stands up and takes the fights when he should take the fights. You've done it early, you could argue, and that's what we love. No one ever has ever said to me, I love that fighter. Do you remember him 30 years ago? Zero. Nobody says that.
No, they remember the classical fights, how it went, and what you gave to the sport. That's what they remember for sure. And I think that fight will be amazing, because I think that will stand in people's memories, hopefully for a long time. This
is a great question from Erkan on Facebook. When you're in your 40s, would you fight someone in the mid? So there was an up-and-coming fighter. He was good-looking. Don't get a big. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He was a golden boy of boxing. Now you are. You've done it all. You've
40.
reigned.
Yeah.
And you are at that stage in your 40s.
Yeah.
Right. You're Klitschko's age. The up-and-coming guys your age. Would you now run a mile from that? Would you think?
No. If I've lived right, that's what I'm doing. Why do you think I'm doing my recovery after I fight now? I'm not doing it for any reason. I should be straight out in the clubs turning up with my boys. I've been in training camp for a quarter of the year, locked away. And I'll come out and I'm still sitting in the physio room, because I still want to fight when I'm 38, 40.
Yeah.
Do you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So 100%, if I'm in good nick and I still got my wits about me, I would definitely fight at 40.
I thought you just did it to look good in the tight Under Armour.
Now it's time to look good in the Under Armour. Now I'm going to get this beach squad ready.
I want to know if you'd have lost, I'd still been here doing the Under Armour thing.
This is what I find interesting.
I wouldn't have left you.
To go back to the poetry, you never let the success get to your head.
Yeah.
And the failures get to your heart.
Exactly. Do you think Lisa Marie Sorry for hijacking it. It's all about what you send in here in the Facebook Lives. Do you think boxing would be good for some children in schools to teach them self-discipline, good work ethic, or to keep them in the straight and narrow? They might all be different.
Yeah, because boxing exercises a healthy style of living, eating good, living good, resting good, and what you do in the gym, the discipline. You have to leave your ego at the door because you shake your opponent's hand and you compete. If you can take that into day-to-day life, it has massive benefits, and that is why I like boxing. I don't like it because I don't care about the belts or any type of attention. What boxing's given me is the discipline, and I exercise the lifestyle that boxing gives you, and healthy living, and it helps train your mind and stuff, and I've met some good people. So yeah, that's what I like about boxing. So it could definitely help kids, definitely.
I was interviewing a UFC star recently, and I asked him, he's returning to fight, he's a bit older. Yeah. And I said, what is it that you miss the most? And he said, that silence just before the fight starts. Yeah. You know, do you experience that beautiful moment of solitude just before it's just you?
When I beat Klitschko, that walk from that corner to that corner, that was that silence. It was just silence, that walk, that solitude. Love it. And this training camp, because nowadays everyone's on their phone and stuff, I nap in the day. So I go upstairs, I have my nap, and I tend to put my phone away so I can have that moment of silence. Because even when you're alone, you're on your phone, you're still connected to the world, so you're still reading and not listening, but taking in what people are saying. So now, I really love that moment of silence that I get to myself. And that walk after I beat him was like a few seconds for myself to take in what just happened.
I love it.
Yeah, it was nice.
How many hours a day do you train now? Like, you just take straight back in Monday, straight back on it hard?
Monday, I'm going to train 3 times in a week. I'm going to do a bike session, a run, and a swim. Yeah. Because I don't want to put on too much weight. Because last time I had fought in December, I took a holiday and I was living as if I was on the brink of retirement.
Right, exactly.
And getting into training after having some fun and eating good is not the right mentality for an athlete. So I'm going to live right, get back in the gym. So when it comes to fighting next, I'm going to obliterate my opponent to the point he won't get up.
I love it. They're telling me we've got to wrap up, but last time... Let's see, this is the thing. No, you give me your 1 minute all you want. Last time we did an Under Armour, we did like kind of double the length. Yeah. Not asking you to double the length now, but if you were to leave right on time, I would then go and tell like my taxi drivers and stuff, he's changed, mate. I used to work with him.
He's changed.
He used to give me loads of noise, like, his people are like right on him. We're on for a few minutes, aren't we? We love it. We love it. That's because there's so many things coming in as well. We want to get to them. This is a weird one, right? But Sam, does your heart lie in Watford or London?
Ooh, my heart lies in Watford. My heart lies in Watford. That's it. That's what made me. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's what made me.
Lewis, can you pick up a pen with your gloves on, your boxing gloves on? Does it become obvious?
What type of question is that?
Well, dude, you got to sign up more autographs these days. I think it's a very intelligent question.
I can't pick up a pen
Respect that question.
I can't pick up a pen with my gloves.
You can't really do much with those.
I can't do much.
Can you? So many things now that you have to take into account, and I want to know what you're on. Like, Wembley's amazing, right? Would you like to, and a friend of Carl Frampton's, and he's very like you, by the way. There's a guy who, when he goes to watch the football, he'll park exactly in the same place as he parked with his dad, kept his feet completely in the ground. I love the guy to bits. And, you know, he wants to fight at Windsor Park, but he got his Vegas fight as well. Do you have a wee checklist of things?
What I want to achieve in boxing?
Where you want to fight?
Where I want to fight?
Even something less, a little bit more like, would you like that big Vegas night? You know?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But I'm not in a rush. Because I've always said that when I started boxing, it was all about like Mayweather, all about the Americans, the Mexicans, all about the USA. So now, boxing has got a stronghold in the UK, and we're putting on fights like we did the other day, Froch Groves, and Kell Brook's about to have a massive fight. I'm happy performing here, but as a world champion, you defend your belt around the world. So I don't just want to fight in my backyard all the time. But I just want to make a point and state that I'm happy here because it's nice to bring boxing back home. And kids that can't afford to travel to Vegas in my local gym have a chance to pop down Wembley, you know what I mean, and come and watch a fight if they want.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good point. Let's do 3 quick questions because you've stayed that extra bit, which is absolutely fantastic. I can't go without mentioning that uppercut. Oh, my Lord. Like, do you have a little gif of it in your phone? Just watch it on repeat. Have you? Because I'm watching it once. It's one of them. You know, there's times.
It was needed.
Say, you cracked my tooth when I was watching in pay-per-view, right? It hurt me.
I'm glad to you said pay-per-view and you were streaming it.
What's a punch? Like maybe at the time, did you think, what's a punch? Yes.
Yeah. At the time,
oh.
I knew. Do you know what it was? I knew these 2 rounds were vital and I needed to come out and win them. Because I knew the fight was close, it was a good scrap, and I thought, you know, I've got to win this fight, and I know I could, so I stepped it up, boom, 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 and subconsciously, I didn't even know where it come from, I just whipped it up, and I just saw his chin, you know, like it was like an exorcism, where he's looking at the back of the crowd, and I'm talking fight, so sorry, I got respect, but it was like, boom, and his head, knows that. And then he started like, he was trying to, you disguise when you're hurt, and I thought, you know what, this is my chance to take him out, and I just stepped up, and I tried to land every punch in the book. I threw the kitchen sink at him and everything, and I finally got him out of there in the end.
And that was then came that glorious moment of silence. 2 more I'm going to get shouted at. You should really just continue this chat with me privately when we finish, because I've got so much more I want to ask you. Yeah. Andy Murray had to stop watching. So he said he was too nervous and he walked away.
Yeah, I like Andy Murray.
What's it like having, you know, people at ringside that like are, you know, that you've known for a while, they're big as well. What's this side of it been like all of a sudden, like Jack Nicholson's tweeting about it or whoever, do you know what I mean? Arnold Schwarzenegger's ringside.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Did you not when you went in go, I wait up, what are you doing there?
Yeah, of course.
It's crazy. It must be a bit crazy. But Andy Murray says, I can't even watch it because he knows you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's too nerve-wracking.
It's so different. When you know, people are there for entertainment as well, so they don't really mind who gets battered, as long as they see a good fight. They don't care who loses, who gets battered, as long as they see a good fight. But then there's the people who are there and they know you, they care about you, and it makes a fight so different. When you've met someone and then you see them fight in a fight like that, you see the blood, you get them getting knocked down, it's completely different. So
I agree.
I can only imagine how they feel. Because when I went to watch Bellew and Hay a few weeks ago, I was rooting for Bellew, and people must have been looking at me like, this guy's crazy, because I was the only one standing up screaming like, use your jab, because I've got a different type of, I'm not there for entertainment, I really want him to win and not get hurt, and I can relate to how Andy must have been feeling in that fight.
I love Tony so much, even though he's blue.
A good guy.
Right, final question, a serious one.
Final question after the next one.
No, this is listen, you're hurt at the moment, and I wanted to take you. Right, this is the final question, and we'll do a little chat. Remember last time I beat you at the thumb war?
Yeah.
You've never beaten me. You've never beaten me.
If you watch the documentary on BBC that they've done, you'll see I was practicing my thumb war.
No way. So we'll rematch the thumb war?
We'll rematch the
Okay, I was going to do rock, paper, scissors, but we'll do thumb war.
No, rock, paper, scissors, because I get into your mind easier.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I'm done with the physical stuff
right
now.
Okay, we'll do that. Right, we'll do that. Serious question.
Yeah.
You know, because I think this underlined everything that was going on. Because, you know, Eddie was saying it, you were saying it, Klitschko was saying it. It was about questions before the fight. Now, I think an Olympic gold medalist probably has more question marks over them than somebody who works their way through, goes through the Intercontinental, goes through the European. They get asked less questions. It's almost like, well, you won Olympic gold, mate, now come play with the grown-ups. Yeah. There's that, come play with us now. Yeah. And there's a little bit of an arrogance to it. But I think because we've been burnt by other Olympic gold medalists, That's you now true. Just sit here and think, I've answered that. I'm no longer the Olympic gold medalist. As of Saturday, you're no longer, that's not the first thing.
What, they
first,
remember that?
It's not the first thing casual people think of now.
Oh, no.
He's the guy that did that at Wembley.
Yeah.
Unified, correct. That's huge for me.
That is true, because of some Olympic medalists don't go on as a pro and perform there. Yeah. But that's why they say, like, I think amateurs is a sport. The pros, you don't play boxing. It's not a sport. You can't play boxing when you come to the pros, because you've got a pot in the middle, a pot of gold, and you've got 2 guys who are hungry and willing to go the distance and take your head off. But yeah, I do think that was a transition, and I said that would turn you from champion to adding a bit to your legacy overnight, that type of fight. And it definitely lived. I'm so shocked it lived up to expectation, because we even had the good weather. We had everything. And it just needed to have an iconic fight. as I said, to put the cherry on top, and it did, and it's just phenomenal.
And the wind didn't catch that burning AJ. You could have send your hang right. It's battle time to finish this.
What are we doing? Best out of 3 or first?
Best out of 3. This is what a wimp. By the way, if you want to know why he got up off the canvas, part of him's Irish, right? Not much, right? Right, now, just get the rules, right?
Yeah.
Right, because I don't want you crying about it, right? So 3 pumps in a reveal.
3 pumps in a reveal.
So don't go,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You can't go, right? Okay, you ready?
Yeah, you ready?
Here we go, here we go.
1, 2, 3. You cheater.
Do you know,
so it's 1,
did you see me cheating?
No, because I was saying...
Do you know I was doing a Jedi mind trick? He knows the Jedi mind trick. Right, that's 3 pumps and then a reveal.
No. On the third pump.
On the third pump?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You ready?
Ready? So I'm going to close my eyes.
On the third pump, yeah?
Right, is he going to go rock again?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, no! Right! Go again. Right, so he's changed once, so he'll not change. It's his mind wars. Right, you've changed once. You won't change this time. You won't change 3 times. You'll double bluff me. You'll go paper. Okay.
So this is what I do when I'm not trading.
Look at me. I'm going scissors.
All right, you're going scissors.
Right, I'm telling you what I'm going.
I'm going paper.
Right, okay.
You ready, yeah?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And now we're later.
By the way, can I just say, not only did he provide one of the best fights in recent days, this is the best game of rock, paper, scissors you ever seen.
Go down without a
3
fight.
pumps in a reveal, and I'm gone.
No, 2 pumps in a reveal. You don't
and now my mind's gone. Right,
ready?
okay, let me think. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yes! Come on! It might not mean anything to you, but it means the world to me. 2-0.
Go, mate.